Good morning, students. Today we will start our first poem of the book Flamingo. We will start this poem, My Mother at 86. My Mother at 66. It is written by Kamla Das. Let's read about the poet first of all. So Kamla Das was born in Malabar, Kerala. She is recognized as one of the India's foremost poets. Her works are known for their originality, versatility, and the indigenous flavor of the soul. Kamla Das has published many novels and short stories in English and Malayalam under the name Madhavi Kutti. Some of her works in English include the novel Alphabet of Lust, 1977, a collection of short stories Padmavati, The Harlot, and the Other Stories, 1992. In addition of 5 books of poetry, she is a sensitive writer who captures the complex subtleties of human relationships in a lyrical idiom. My Mother at 66 is an example. So Kamla Das, as you know, that she is a very famous writer of English Indian literature. She has written so many of the novels, and she had written a collection of short stories and poems also. So she is a famous writer of India indeed. And in this poem, My Mother at 66, she is capturing the overwhelming emotion of a girl, who is being separated by her mother, who is at the age of 66. And according to her, she thinks that she has grown so much old now. So she thought that she is afraid of this thought that maybe she would be able to see her again or not. But she had optimism, or she is optimistic toward it, that she is going to make it. She will be able to see her soon. So before you read, aging is a natural process. Have you ever thought what our elderly parents expect from us? So this is just a thought is given to you by this poem, through this poem, that because age is a natural phenomenon, aging is a natural phenomenon, growing older is a natural phenomenon. We cannot escape from it. Everybody of us has to grow older one day. And so have we ever imagined, or have you ever given a thought that what our elders really want from us? What do they expect from us? So you have to give a thought. Just think about it. What, according to you, our older parents or grandparents, what do they expect from us? Let's start the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. So what happened? Poem starts with this poetess. Obviously we will refer here as this poetess is giving her own example, we can say that. So this poetess of ours, she is driving from her parents' home back to her home from to Cochin last Friday. So she has visited her parents, and now she is going back to Cochin last Friday morning, and she saw her mother beside me. So she is driving through a car. She is driving and her mother is sitting beside her, and while she was driving, she just saw her mother, who is sitting beside her. Doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she thought away. So what happened? So her mother is sitting beside her, and she is dozing. Dozing means she is sleeping. Open mouth, her mouth is open and she is sleeping, and her face is ashen like that of a corpse. Ashen means here colorless, like that of corpse. Here ashen and corpse are the similes used here. This is a simile used here. So she's saying that her face is colorless like a corpse. As a corpse, corpse, dead bodies face, or dead bodies body is colorless. So her mother's face is also colorless, also like ash. Ash has gray color, you would say, or it can be colorless like a corpse. Okay. And she realized with pain, she thought away. She realized her thought, again with pain. She pained while she looked at her mother, that her mother face is gray like a dead body. Why? Because she knew that her mother has grown older now, and it is very obvious for her that nobody can tell that her mother would be whenever she would pass away. So it is a thought that make her pained. So she was very much at pain when she realized this thought, that that now someday or the other her mother is going to leave her forever. And looked but soon. So she just looked at her, but soon what she did, she put that thought away. But soon, very soon, she just put that thought away. She just dismissed that thought, because she really do not want to think about of this thing that her mother is going to leave her one day. She really did not want to think, but when she looked at her mother, this thought just came into her mind by looking at her, but she just dismissed it very immediately, and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling. So what she did, she just looked out of the window, to refresh her mind from this depressing thought. She just looked out of the window, and what she saw that trees are sprinting. Here second figure of speech is used, personification. Here she is saying that young trees are sprinting is a kind of sprint race. Have you heard of it? Sprint race is a speed race of a speed race. You have seen some athletes doing this sprinting race. So she's saying that trees are sprinting. While because we drive, it looks as if trees were moving faster than our car, or they are moving backward. So she is referring to the movement of the car, which depicts that the trees are moving. The movement of trees, she's saying that trees are sprinting, trees are moving very fast, and the merry children spilling. Merry children means the happy children, they were spilling here and there. Spilling means they are just running here and there. So here it is a metaphor. Merry children spilling. Spill means to scatter. Spill, the word is used to scatter something, to just spread out of something. So here children spilling is a metaphor is used here in this line, the merry children spilling, because children and spill, these are two words which are different from each other. Okay, so that is why here metaphor is used here. So what she saw when she looked out of the window, she saw that trees are sprinting, they are moving very faster, and the happy children, they were just coming out of their houses, they were very happy, they are just moving here and they are playing with each other, they are just out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, and when she when she reached that airport, and after the security check of her, and when she was just standing a few yards away, a few distance away from her mother, I looked again at her. She just looked again at her mother. Okay, and her mother is, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a winter's moon. So her mother is looking like wan, pale, like a winter's moon. Here it is also a simile. Okay, so her mother is wan. Wan means she's sick, she's yellow, pale. And here her yellow sick face, she compared it with a winter's moon. Have you seen winter's moon? Winter moon is also pale. Why? Because there is fog, little bit fog outside in the sky, and moon looks like it is as if it is yellow of the color. Okay, it is little blurred. So she is comparing her mother's pale face, sick face, to the winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache. And again that old familiar ache means pain, that old familiar pain came to her mind again. What was this pain? That her mother is going to leave her someday, because she has grown so older, she is looking very sickly. So this thought again came into her mind. My childhood's fear, it is her childhood's fear. Sometimes we also fear that what happen if our parents just leave us, or we just lost our parents, what would happen. So it is a kind of a fear in a sense. It can come to our mind anytime. Okay, it is a kind of a fear that we all are afraid of it. So that was her childhood fear, that somehow her parents would going to leave her, or her mother is going to leave her. But now she can see that it is obvious to her that her mother is growing older day by day. So her nobody can tell that when she's going to leave this world. So it is a familiar ache to her, and she couldn't do anything about it, because it is a natural phenomena. That's how the life is. So she couldn't do it. Okay, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. But she really do not want to get depressed, and she really do not want to make her mother depressed. Okay, so she was very optimistic about it. She said that she just collected herself, she just put her overwhelming thought away, and she said to her mother that see you soon, that I'll going to make to see you soon again, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. And what she did when she was leaving the airport, she just smiled and smiled at her mother, because she really do not want to let her mother know that she is depressed about leaving her there. She is not sure that whether she will be able to see her again or not. So she is just smiling in front of her mother. She's putting that depressed thought, that familiar thought of her childhood fear, she is just putting that thought away, and she's just smiling in front of her mother. So that's how this poem ends. This poem is very simple. There is a very simple thought, but very deep thought. That fear which we all are familiar with. somehow we have realized it. You people also realize this at some point, okay? When God forbid your parents would be always healthy, but sometimes what happens if they are unhealthy, they are sick. So sometimes this thought came into our mind, that come into our mind, that what would happen if thing like this would happen to us. So that is a familiar ache to everybody of us, and it would be going to happen in our lives, and everybody will going to die one day. So that is the thought that Kamala Das, or this poetess, is really want to put away. She really do not want to accept it. She just want to be very optimistic. She wanted to want to be optimistic, and she's saying that she is going to see her mother soon. So that is your poem ends here. So we will discuss these questions and some of the these rhyme schemes. I will tell you these again tomorrow. Read this poem again, okay, and try to find out the meaning. Try to figure out the meanings of the words. Write these meanings of the words on the here in the poem with pencil only, so that whenever you revise this poem, you will have your meanings with you.